Breaking news out of Las Vegas. Raider Nation is holding its breath as shocking updates emerge that could change the early weeks of the NFL season. The atmosphere is tense, the stakes are high, and the future of a rising star hangs in the balance. Stay locked in, because what I'm about to share isn't just another headline, it's the kind of story that could shake the Raiders' momentum right at the start. Las Vegas is buzzing with anxiety. Raider Nation is on edge, and the tension inside Allegiant Stadium is impossible to ignore. Behind the scenes, 3 recent moves have raised serious questions about the direction of this team. And when you add in the health of one of their most important young stars, the uncertainty only grows deeper. Backhand index pointing right, but before we dive into the latest developments, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to press the bell icon, so you never miss the breaking updates that the rest of the league will be talking about tomorrow. Now, let's move on to the big news. During the Week 1 clash against the New England Patriots, tight end Brock Bowers gave fans a major scare. In the middle of the action, Bowers went down with a knee sprain. The concern was immediate. After all, he's considered one of the most explosive young players the Raiders have. Even though Bowers managed to test his leg and felt good enough to continue, the coaching staff stepped in. Instead of risking further damage, they made the call to keep him sidelined for the rest of the game. A smart decision, but one that left fans worried. After the game, Bowers finally broke his silence. He reassured Raider Nation that the injury isn't as serious as it looked and that he's confident there won't be lasting complications. Still, the question remains, how much will this slow him down, and what does it mean for the Raiders' offense moving forward? The Raiders may have escaped Week 1 with some relief, but the spotlight hasn't moved away from Brock Bowers just yet. The biggest question circling Raider Nation right now, will he be ready to take the field against the Chargers on Monday night? On Thursday, Bowers sat down with head coach Pete Carroll for a straightforward conversation about his progress. He admitted he's feeling a bit better, pushing himself daily to recover, but he stopped short of making any promises. His words were cautious yet determined, "I'm working on it. Hopefully, I'll be ready to play." And here's the truth, his presence is absolutely critical. Bowers isn't just another player, he's a cornerstone of the offense. His ability to stretch defenses as a receiver, while also being reliable in blocking schemes, makes him nearly impossible to replace. Without him, the weight shifts heavily onto the rest of the lineup. If Bowers can't suit up, Michael Mayer becomes the next man up. While talented, he's still learning under the NFL spotlight. Veteran Ian Thomas stands as the only other option on the roster, which puts the Raiders in a thin position at tight end. That shortage could force the coaching staff to dip into the practice squad, with names like Albert Okwuegbunam or Carter Renah suddenly in play. But Bowers' situation isn't the only storyline heating up in Las Vegas. There's another spark catching fire within Raider Nation, a rising defensive tackle who's turning heads. This under-the-radar talent just might be the surprise weapon the team leans on in the coming weeks. The Raiders know one thing for sure, if Brock Bowers is cleared for action, it could change everything in their clash with the Chargers. His presence would give Las Vegas the edge they desperately need on offense, tilting momentum in their favor. But if his knee doesn't hold up, the team will be forced to adapt quickly, reshuffling roles and searching for ways to cover the gap left by one of their brightest weapons. As fans wait anxiously for updates on Bowers, the spotlight shifts to the other side of the ball, where a surprising storyline has started to unfold. The defense, once questioned for its depth, may have just found an unexpected answer. Enter Devin White. When the Raiders signed him this offseason, many brushed it off as a low-key move, just a veteran presence, nothing more. After his years in Tampa Bay, most analysts saw him as a role player, a depth option, not a game-changer. But early signs tell a very different story. White is showing flashes of the explosiveness that once made him a first-round pick, and suddenly, Raider Nation is beginning to wonder, could this overlooked signing become one of the most important pieces of the season? What once looked like a quiet, low-risk signing has suddenly turned into one of the Raiders' smartest moves of the offseason. The connection between Devin White and general manager John Spytek, built during their time together in Tampa Bay, has unlocked a version of White that few expected to see again. Week 1 proved it. When starting linebacker Elandon Roberts was forced out early with an elbow injury, White didn't just fill the gap, he took command. His performance against New England was nothing short of a statement. 11 tackles, relentless pursuit, and a level of physicality that reminded everyone why he was once considered one of the league's most dynamic linebackers. Head coach Pete Carroll didn't hold back his praise. "He was like a hammer out there," Carroll said, impressed by the veteran's energy and leadership. And it wasn't just words, the entire defense seemed to feed off White's intensity. For a unit that entered the season surrounded by doubt, White's emergence has been a game-changer. His presence has stabilized the linebacker core, giving the Raiders' defense an identity it badly needed. Heading into Week 2, Las Vegas no longer looks like a team searching for answers on defense, they look like a team beginning to believe in its strength. While Devin White continues to carve out his role as a defensive leader, whispers around the league suggest another storyline could send shockwaves through Raider Nation. This time, it isn't about a linebacker stepping up, it's about a potential blockbuster move that could completely alter the team's future. The buzz is growing louder, the Raiders might be positioning themselves for a bold trade. And if the rumors are true, it's not just any trade, it's the kind that would reshape the entire offensive identity of this team. At the center of speculation is Tyreek Hill, the Miami Dolphins' electrifying wide receiver. After Miami's stunning 33-8 loss to the Colts in Week 1, cameras caught Hill looking visibly frustrated on the sideline. That moment of tension has fueled whispers that he may be open to a new start, and suddenly, the Raiders are being mentioned as one of the possible destinations. Imagine the possibilities: Brock Bowers developing into a star tight end, Jakobi Meyers already proving himself as a reliable target, and then adding Hill's world-class speed to the mix. Defenses would be stretched thin, unable to account for so many weapons at once. The thought alone has fans buzzing with excitement and opponents quietly nervous. Of course, these are only rumors for now. But if the Raiders were to pull the trigger on such a move, it would mark one of the boldest decisions of the season, a decision that could take an already intriguing team and turn them into one of the league's most dangerous offenses. The thought of Tyreek Hill in silver and black is enough to make Raider Nation's imagination run wild. His arrival would not only fill the gap left by Amari Cooper's retirement but also answer lingering questions about the team's long-term plans at wide receiver. With whispers about Jakobi Meyers' uncertain future, the idea of pairing Hill with Bowers could transform the Raiders into one of the most feared offenses in the league. Of course, such a move would come at a steep price. Hill's value is sky-high, and a trade of that magnitude would demand serious assets. The front office must decide if the gamble is worth it, risk short-term stability for the chance to build an unstoppable attack. For a franchise craving a breakthrough, it might be the kind of bold stroke that changes everything. Even without Hill, though, the Raiders have plenty to feel good about. The defense looks rejuvenated, Devin White has stepped into a leadership role, and the offense, anchored by Bowers, is steadily finding its rhythm. Heading into the matchup with the Chargers, momentum seems to be tilting in Las Vegas' favor. Week 2 won't just be another game. It's shaping up to be a defining moment, one that could reveal whether this Raiders team is ready to evolve into a real contender, or if they still have ground to cover. And as the trade rumors swirl in the background, every play on the field will carry even more weight.